Revolution, come in. Revolution, come in. Hello and welcome to all those training to become a Super Saiyan. Welcome to Revolution. If you haven't subscribed already, please do if you want all my latest content. And if you have Facebook, visit this very interactive and growing Facebook community group, Dragon Ball Universe. Now, speaking of such Facebook group, on this Facebook group every night I post a poll and it's usually a verse battle, and recently one of the verse battles I've done is merged Zamasu versus the god of destruction of Universe 7, Lord Beerus. Now, the results went in the way of Beerus, but they were quite unanimous in favour of Beerus, and this surprised me, as me, for instance, I voted for Merge Zamasu. So in this death battle, that is basically going to be on my theoretical perception of the two characters. We are going to be judging these characters based off what they have shown in the anime and not any theoretical potential that either character might have. So basically, it's just what we've seen so far. So what I'm going to be doing is, if you've seen my Booverse Universe 6 videos, I analyse both characters and their potential power levels first, and then I pit them together with certain categories, and then I give a little description of who I think will win and how I think they would win. So, let's get started. First up, we are going to have the fusion of Zamasu and Goku Black, merged Zamasu. Okay, so merged Zamasu, otherwise known as fused Zamasu or just Zamasu, is the fusion between Goku Black and the future Zamasu through the use of the Potara earrings. He is the final antagonist of the Future Trunks Zamasu arc. Okay, so the fusion heavily resembles Zamasu, yet it is supplemented with various traits of Goku Black, including Goku Black's height and build. However, he possesses Zamasu's green skin and grey eyes and white hair. He has Zamasu's eye shape, but with dark lines underneath the bottom of the eyelids and somewhat smaller ears. The fusion's hairstyle mainly looks like Goku Black's as a Super Saiyan Rose, but it has a long protruding bang over the right side of his face, which represents Zamasu's mohawk. He also wears Gowasu's green Potara earrings, and he also possesses the time ring on his right index finger, and his clothing somewhat resembles a Supreme Kai's clothing, and is practically identical to Zamasu's, but it kind of has Goku Black's colour scheme. In terms of personality, Merged Zamasu is a self-obsessed, arrogant and narcissistic arsehole. He revels in his own power, and he openly declares himself a supreme god upon his emergence. However, because of his obsession of the contradiction between gods and mortals, underneath his calm exterior, Zamasu is pretty unstable and often flies into rages, and even sometimes cries his eyes out. Now, in terms of fighting style, he has the abilities of Zamasu and Goku, so he's pretty much a fighting genius, as well as the fact that the fusion is actually the fusion of two of the same beings, so their synergy should work pretty well. Okay, well, in terms of techniques and special abilities, Zamasu has plenty in his arsenal. It's quite diverse and frightening at what Zamasu can do. So the first major one being is Zamasu is semi-immortal in his fused state. He is immortal because of the fact that future Zamasu wished for immortality, yet Goku Black is not immortal. Now, you could say that this is actually a weakness because over time, if he sustains enough damage, it actually starts to cause a great imbalance within his body. However, a fresh Zamasu seems to be able to use regeneration, and he can heal any wound that may incur. Although the more damage he takes, it seems that he actually struggles to actually regenerate. Anyway, he also can possess the Barrier of Light, where he creates a white halo of light around his body, which acts as a barrier. And he can also use the Wall of Light, where he emits a powerful purple bird-like structure of enormous energy, which eliminates all of the things that it touches. This Wall of Light seems to possess a being of its own, as it roars when destroyed by Goku and Vegeta. Anyway, another move he has is the Lightning of Absolution, which is where this bird fires purple-coloured lightning blasts, and also from this halo he can fire a barrage of red energy blades that strikes an opponent, and if they make contact with the floor or the earth or whatever ground it lands upon, it can then be used as a destructive explosion, and this is called the Blades of Judgment. Now, Fusion Zamasu also possesses an extremely powerful move called the Holy Wrath. This move is a giant sphere of energy, and it takes both Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta as well as Super Saiyan Rage Trunks just to push this attack back using a Father Son Gallic gun. Now, Goku also appears to push it back, though I do suggest you watch that again. Goku actually pierces the Holy Wrath like a needle to a ball with his Kamehameha, and his Kamehameha bursts through the sphere rather than pushes it back and hits Merge Zamasu. And I'm sure you don't forget that he can also use a purple blade of ki, which emanates from his hand and is pretty devastating. If he wants to go for a killer blow, he literally just uses this attack. I'm sure you remember when Vegeta first took on Goku Black. Goku Black eliminated Vegeta with this move alone. And last but not least, Merge Zamasu can also possibly use cloning, as Goku Black did against Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Now, we haven't actually seen Merge Zamasu use this technique, but as he is the fusion of Goku Black and Future Zamasu, you can only assume that he can use both of their techniques. Now, this is where it gets interesting, and we're going to talk about Merge Zamasu's power. And to do this, I feel that we have to use the one opponent that both Merge Zamasu and Beerus have fought, and that is, of course, Son Goku. Now, the last time Goku and Goku Black fought each other, Goku Black came out the victor, so you have to say there that Goku Black is actually stronger than Son Goku. So Super Saiyajin Rose Goku Black is stronger than the Super Saiyan Blue Goku, not using Kaioken, but stronger than the Super Saiyan Blue Goku that has fought against Golden Frieza, trained in the Room of Spirit of Time for 3 years, entered the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 martial arts tournament, and yet Goku Black is still stronger than that. So that is pretty damn powerful. Then let's not forget that he is fused with Future Zamasu, who is immortal. Now, Future Zamasu on his own isn't that strong, and you can probably say he is only around Super Saiyan 2 Goku's level, as in the present, Super Saiyan 2 Goku dispersed of Zamasu pretty easily, and you imagine that they are both at the same power level. Maybe Future Zamasu is a little bit stronger through fighting these characters and constantly regenerating. Now, the big factor here are the Potara earrings, and a lot of people don't understand how powerful this fusion is. Okay, there's been a few retcons here and there, but in the Daizenshu it states that the Potara fusion is a multiplier of Fusey 1 times Fusey 2. So if it was Goku and Vegeta, it is literally Goku's power level times Vegeta's power level. Just let that sink in. So Future Zamasu times the power of Super Saiyajin Rose Goku Black. Damn, that is pretty damn strong, and he is that strong that it's hard to put him on a pedestal to compare him to other characters. However, I think it's fair to say he's not as strong as Zeno, and not as strong as the Daishinkan and probably Zeno's gods. But I think he is above the level of Gods of Destruction, even though we don't know too much about their power as of yet. So next up we have his opponent, the God of Destruction of Universe 7, the Lord Beerus. Now, I don't think Beerus needs so much of an introduction. He is the God of Destruction of Universe 7, and he's accompanied by his teacher and attendant, Whis. He has a twin brother named Shampar, who is the god of destruction of Universes 7, Twin Universe, Universe 6. He is a thin, hairless, purple humanoid cat with large pointed ears, similar to a Sphinx cat, I guess you could say. While somewhat shorter than what Goku is, Beerus' ears make him appear quite tall, and his clothing somewhat resembles an Egyptian-looking attire with white and orange diamond decorations. Beerus first made his debut in the Battle of Gods movie. However, the version we'll be using is his version of himself in the Dragon Ball Super anime, and he made his debut in this in the Battle of Gods arc. Now, despite it being his job post, Beerus is somewhat hot-headed and pretty selfish, and can become easily angered over pretty trivial matters, such as getting beaten at a little game of hide and seek, or being served greasy food, or being denied pudding. Fucking hell, Majin Buu. He is extremely confident in his abilities as a fighter. However, despite his extreme power and role as God of Destruction, Beerus is surprisingly well-mannered and polite, and he can be quite sociable and friendly when in a good mood. In terms of techniques and special abilities, Beerus has an arsenal of extremely powerful moves. However, I wouldn't exactly call them an extremely diverse array of moves. His most famous move is what he used on the present Zamasu, which is the Hakai, and that literally just erases whatever he wants. Though what I would like to suggest in this case is that this technique only works on beings or things that are actually less powerful than him, as I don't think it would work on someone like Zeno or the Daishinkan. He also has a move called the Sphere of Destruction, which is a huge energy sphere technique that resembles a yellow star. He uses this attack in his battle against Goku. He also has the ability to nullify energy. He can void out energy and energy using attacks by cancelling out their effects and rendering them harmless. Beerus used this ability during his fight with Goku, in which he negated a burst of energy created from a clash between the tremendous ki output of Goku and his own. He is also extremely adequate in pressure point attack, where he renders his opponent unconscious by attacking the opponent's vital points. He also has the ability to clone himself, as he does against Goku. So, on to Beerus' power, and where I think that stands at. Now, guys, I know we haven't seen Beerus at his full power yet, so this is just us theorising on where his power potentially is. And I think the only way we can really do that is by looking at some of his feats in the series and weighing that up on how it fits in with the plot and the narrative of the way Super is going. Look at what he has achieved in the series so far in terms of feats, and measuring it with how it fits in with the plot line and the narrative of Dragon Ball Super. Now, as said before, the best way to do this is to use Goku as the pillar stone of where Beerus' power is at, and Beerus fought Goku in Goku's Super Saiyan God form. Now, we know that Super Saiyan God is not as powerful as Super Saiyan Blue. However, I want to point you back to the scene where Goku eventually becomes Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10 versus the legendary assassin Hit. Beerus looks quite surprised, but he also states that he is still stronger than Goku. So let's highball Goku and say he's at 99.9% of Beerus' power, which still makes Beerus slightly stronger. Now, the Kaioken was a multiplication of 10, so that would put Super Saiyan Blue, Goku's power, at 9.9% of Beerus' power. And don't forget, guys, this is a Goku Super Saiyan Blue who had trained in the Room of Spirit and Time with Vegeta for 3 years. Now, I think it's fair to say that the Super Saiyan Blue's multiplier isn't the same as the regular Super Saiyan multiplier, which is 50 times when used on normal ki. So I think if we're going to be fair and reasonable and we lowball this, I think you could at least say Super Saiyan Blue is a 2 times multiplier over the power of Super Saiyan God. So this would put Super Saiyan God's power at around 4.9 to 5% of Beerus' power level. Now the question I want to ask you guys is, would Beerus have been appeased by only using 5% of his power when he went in search of the Super Saiyan God? I'm not sure he would have. And I think 5% is a high ball if you consider the amount of training Goku's done as a Super Saiyan Blue. So now this is a guess and a complete theory of mine, maybe headcanon you could say. I would say Beerus is 10 to 20% stronger than Kaioken times 10 Super Saiyan Blue Goku. That's going to cause an argument, I know, but that's what makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense for Beerus to be happy about fighting a character that's only 1% of his power in the Battle of Gods arc. Okay, so let's match these guys up. And basically for power level, you've got to give this to Merge Zamasu. I mean, the multiplier from the Potara earrings is so significant that it is overwhelmingly stronger than Kaioken times 10 Super Saiyan Blue Goku. I mean, he used this form against Merge Zamasu to literally kick Zamasu just to knock him away because Zamasu had him in a stranglehold, basically. And he used so much power doing it in that one attack that the Kaioken literally ran out in a split second. Now, in terms of fighting techniques, this is a close one because Merge Zamasu is an extremely gifted fighter, and that's why he was reprised for the role of Gawasu's understudy to become the next Supreme Kai because of his gifted fighting abilities. However, Beerus has been trained by the angel Whis and is extremely proficient in using pressure point attacks, and that means I'm going to give the fighting ability to Lord Beerus. Now, in terms of intelligence, this could be quite polarizing, but I'm going to give this to Merge Zamasu. I mean, his whole Zero Mortals plan was pretty clever idea, and he almost got away with it until Vegito Blue came along. And he literally took out all the Kaioshins and Hakaioshins in the future timeline. And he possibly would have done the same had he dispersed of Goku, Vegeta and Trunks and travelled back to the regular timeline. So you've got to give it him. He is a very good schemer and is pretty clever. Now, in terms of special abilities, I'm going to give this one to Merge Zamasu again, simply because I don't think Beerus' most prominent attack, the Hakai, will actually work on Merge Zamasu. As I've said before, I believe Merge Zamasu is more powerful than Beerus. So I don't think that attack will work on Merge Zamasu. It would work on Goku Black, and it would debatedly work on future Zamasu depending on his immortal status. But I do not think it would work on Merge Zamasu or even Vegito Blue or the Daishinkan or Zeno or Whis. So basically, Merge Zamasu has a plethora of attacks in his arsenal and they're quite diverse. So Merge Zamasu gets special abilities. Now, in terms of mentality, Beerus is an absolute savage. When he wants to do something, he goes and does it. And he's quite direct and basically he has that fighting instinct. Whereas Zamasu is completely torn. I mean, he cries in battles and he's pretty much lost his mind. So you have to say he's mentally unstable. He needs counselling, basically. So I'm going to give mentality to Beerus. However, overall, I think the winner is going to be Merge Zamasu. However, he must finish the fight quite quickly. I think his power levels are far beyond Beerus's due to the Potara fusion, and only because of the Potara fusion, guys. So I think he takes Beerus out quite quickly. I think he would recognise the danger of Beerus landing too many blows on him so soon, and the amount of damage that the blows from Beerus could actually have on his own body. The plethora of diverse attacks that Merge Zamasu could also send at Beerus as well will eventually take its toll on Beerus. Now, Beerus would have a chance if he allowed Merge Zamasu to babble on about his god status. However, Beerus himself is a god, so I'm not sure Merge Zamasu would keep babbling on about it like he did to Goku and Vegeta. So, guys, it may be controversial, but I'm sticking with my votes from that Facebook group. Merged Zamasu beats Beerus. Now, guys, I do have a theory on Beerus. Go to my channel and check it out, which would literally contradict everything I've just said, but it is just a theory and we don't know if it's true or not. So go check that out on my channel. I also have a video about Zamasu and how he was ultimately defeated by Goku, Vegeta, Trunks and Vegito. So check that out too. I worked extremely hard on that video. Anyway, If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. That subscribe button is your personal Zeno button to get all my content immediately as soon as it's released. And don't forget, guys, my most important message of all, staying calm will only ensure you never, ever become a Super Saiyan.